I can see with what's going on right now. Now we're going back into this second wave, especially if you're living in Victoria or Melbourne. We're going back into this second wave of coronavirus, and everyone's buying into it, and some people aren't, some people don't care, some people are over it. Some people are generally, we need to stay indoors, we want to keep everyone safe. And, it's definitely understandable. But at the same time, do people still think that the news and the media and the government have your best interest? Do they really want to keep you all safe? Because that's what it seems like. It seems like they're just trying to keep us safe. That they don't want anyone to get the virus, so we don't want the virus to spread. Where they're trying to use this thing and create this thing and make it seem so big, but really it's not big at all. The virus itself, we've seen it hasn't really affected that many people. It's not that harmful, and a lot of people that are dying from it are from an older age or have already ongoing conditions. Now, yes, okay, it's not always the case. I'm sure this thing is still, dangerous. But at the same time, if they really wanted to help us, if they really wanted to, take care of us and help death, because this is really what it is, yeah? They're trying to slow down numbers of death. Well, where have they been our whole entire lives? Why have they not faced the real issues? Why have they not looked to what is really causing a lot of deaths in this world? And what about the mental illness, the mental health? There's huge numbers of suicide rates, especially in Australia or all around the world. It's very big in males, and it's a very big problem, and it's actually causing a lot more deaths than this virus is. Same with a lot of heart diseases and cardiovascular and cancer. A lot of all these diseases and all these issues, they're the big issues. They are what is really killing people. They are what really is causing a lot of these issues. Now, why aren't they helping us there? Why are they not going to those needs? Why can't they post on media that, this and that? Why can't they say that the truth of what is really, really causing the problems? People are sitting around and they're watching this fear, while they're stuffing down garbage down their throat, drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, eating processed foods. And they're feeding themselves fear. Oh, and they're scared. They're afraid. They're afraid of getting hurt. And like, oh, okay, this is scary. We need to stay indoors. We need to isolate. While they're jamming down stuff that's going to affect them long term. Because what this is people don't want to die instantly. People don't want to die straight away. And they're thinking, oh, how can I avoid dying now? How can I avoid dying now? I don't want to die now. And they're not looking at long term. Most deaths actually occur long term. When you're in older age, majority, if you look at death statistics, a lot of people are dying, at an older age, 65, 70 onwards. And the people that are dying in 40s and 50s, most of them have had cases where they're very unhealthy and they've fed junk in themselves their whole life. They've smoked, they've drank, they've had autoimmune diseases. They're not very healthy. They don't get out into nature. They don't get out into getting any sunlight or exercise. And you can see long term they deteriorate. So the issue here is a lot more bigger than what people think. There's a bigger picture and there's a bigger issue. And we're always looking at the short term. We're always looking at, oh, how am I going to avoid dying now? How am I going to avoid dying now? All this coronavirus. Oh, wow. I don't want to get a virus. I don't want to die from a virus. Let's all lock ourselves up and not get this virus. Well, okay, what about cancer? What about suicides? What about all this? Does the government really care about your health? Does the government really care about your life? Why aren't they addressing this? Why is not the news and the media talking about bigger issues in this world, bigger reasons why people are dying, and trying to stop that? Well, that's a whole nother topic. But they haven't got your best interest. They don't want to help you. And you can see that. There's no money, there's no control in trying to help people. So if you haven't become aware of the crap that gets played around and the reasons why they do things to manipulate and control us, then you'll see for yourself. You realize that a lot of these things that people are worrying about aren't the actual issue. They're not the issue at all. So we need to be focusing on the real issue. The real issue is up here, your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, your spiritual health. These are areas that get neglected, they get ignored, and no one really looks at them. We should look at them, because these are the most important parts of our survival, and these are the bigger issues, not this cute little virus. This cute little virus, it's only affecting people that are already sick or already aren't well, if they're even getting the virus. For all we know, they're just dying from other causes. There's people that have been dying this whole time. For many years, people die over flu-like symptoms, malaria, and different types of, many different types of things that are similar to the coronavirus. But we get told, we get shown, so we all conform, we all have to fit in. We don't look outside the box. To start thinking maybe for what your health, maybe start thinking long term about your longevity and about how you want to live, and if you want to be alive for longer on this earth. And yes, we can get hit by a bus. At the same time, we shouldn't be too protective about our future. But at the same time, we're most likely going to be alive for the next 10, 20, 30 years, depending on your age. Because that's statistically how it works. So if you're already bought into this media and you're already buying into like the fear and all the rada, maybe think a little bit. Maybe you're on the other side of the world and watching this video. Maybe you aren't going into lockdown again. Maybe you will soon. Because they keep using this virus, they keep using it as an excuse. Oh, he died. Well, it's coronavirus. Let's do this and that. It's like, what? Can you get rid of the flu? Why isn't there a cure for the flu? Can you stop the flu from spreading? Can you stop cancer? Why can't you stop cancer? Are you locking down the country because you can't stop cancer? Are you locking down the country because you can't stop suicide prevention? Deaths are going to happen. Deaths are inevitable. We're born and die. For every one death, I think there's 2.5 babies being born. So the cycle is a cycle of life, of rebirth and death. So we shouldn't really be worried. We shouldn't really even be fearful about what is happening right now. We need to rise above and start seeing the bigger picture and thinking, okay, is this virus really a threat? Should I be fearing something that I'm getting shown? Have I myself witnessed anyone personally? Have I had my own reference experience of someone copying the virus and being affected? Or am I only seeing reference experience from other people? Maybe on the news, maybe friends of friends, maybe they know someone who has the virus. But again, you can go get the test. This is proven that you can go and get the test, get that thing shoved up your nose, whatever the hell's it doing, I don't know what, I wouldn't get it, what they're putting up your nose. Apparently it's painful. And then you get the test, and then it comes up positive. And then sometimes it comes up negative. Oh, so this test is not even accurate. The test is not even accurate. And they've proven that. They've said it themselves that the test is not accurate. It comes up negative, positive to the coronavirus. Well, what the hell? So these statistics, if they say they got 75 people that have coronavirus, maybe it's 60 people that have the flu. Maybe 60 people don't even have coronavirus. The tests aren't accurate. So for all we know, people aren't even got the virus. We don't know. So start believing for yourself. Start maybe looking into the layers yourself and asking the questions and starting to think, who am I believing? Am I believing the media? Am I believing what other people are telling me? Or am I having first-hand experience? Am I saying, okay, who's dying around me? How are they dying? How are people dying around you? Maybe you don't know a lot of people that are dying around you. Maybe you hear from other people. Maybe you need to do some research yourself and look at some death statistics and see how people are dying. Starting to realize that there is a bigger issue. A bigger issue to death. This virus is minute. virus is doing nothing in comparison to the deaths already day in, day out. And in fact, this virus, the lockdowns and all this pressure and rada is actually causing more suicide. It's causing more mental issues, more mental problems. But at the same time, it is fixing a lot too. So, depending on the way you look at it, depending on the way you want to perceive it, this is a bad thing that's happening. At the same time, it's a good thing. It is a paradox. So, I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope this brought some insights into what really the issue is, and the fact that this coronavirus, this lockdown, it's multi-layered to what's really going on. There's always reasons behind why it's going on, but on spiritual levels and as well on physical levels, we have to understand it where we're at. We always can't understand it. And you know what, at each different level, depending where you're at, it's all true. It's all exactly true. So I hope you enjoyed my video. And I hope you think about your long-term health, your longevity, rather than the short-term, trying to stay alive right now. Because you're safe right now. Let's be real. Most of the time, you are very safe right now, and you are most likely going to die long-term. So look at that. Look at making your life longer by being more healthy. By being more healthy mentally, by being more healthy physically in your health, and by being more healthy spiritually.